Science time. So last time we met, you made your paper walking horse. So today is going to be the day that we start testing these horses and make them actually walk. But the whole reason we're doing this and the whole focus of science for the whole time that we're going to be doing science for about 2 weeks with the paper horses and the other experiments that we do is we are going to be focusing on changing variables. So when you do an experiment, there are things that you can change within your experiment to get different results. So that is something we're going to be working on with this paper horse experiment. I do want to point out, though, it is very important that you only change one variable at a time. That means if, let's say, I'm going to give you a good example. If somebody thinks they are allergic to a certain type of food, and this happened actually to my big brother, Scott, they thought that he was having some allergic reactions to some foods. And so, sorry, there's a hair on my camera. So they had him stop eating dairy, so like milks and cheeses, gluten, so he went gluten-free, and he stopped eating peanuts and tree nuts all at one time. Well, so the problem is if he started feeling better, which one is the thing that he was allergic to? We don't know because he stopped doing it all at once. That's not a very good idea. When you want to test a specific variable, you should only pick one at a time. So if they thought maybe he was allergic to dairy, then just take dairy out of his diet for a couple weeks. And if that is not helping anything and it seems the same as it was before, now, okay, put dairy back in and now take out peanuts and tree nuts. But you really only want to do one thing at a time, and that way you know which variable got which result. So with our little paper horses, we are going to make them walk by putting them on a ramp. A ramp is going to be at an angle. So one of the things we can change about this experiment is the how far the angle goes down. So the angle of that ramp. So we can make it very flat. We can make it completely straight. We can make it a little bit. We can make it a lot. We can make it big time. And that will change how our horse walks. It may walk better certain ways. It may not walk at all certain ways. So to do this, you're going to be using some of the materials that you have in your desk, students here. If you're at home, then you'll have to find some materials around your house, and you can be kind of creative about what you make your ramp with. So like I just pulled these out of a student's desk, math book, stack of books, dry erase board, anything that you can put into like a pile. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the books down, and then I can put the math book on top and see how it makes it kind of a ramp now. So that would be one way I could make a ramp. And I want to actually start it fairly low, fairly little. And the math book, if that is not straight enough, you can add your dry erase board on top of it, and then this would be very, very straight. Okay, so after you've built your ramp, then you're going to have your horse walk down. Now, I have done this experiment multiple times, and sometimes it's a struggle to get the horse to walk, and sometimes it walks pretty well. So it's just one of those things you have to kind of play with. So I'm going to put him at the top and see if I can get him. There he goes. He took a couple steps. Sometimes it depends on the angle of your ramp. Sometimes it depends on just how that horse was built and the material it was made out of. So let's see if we can get him to walk, because he needs to kind of go back and forth, not just slide down. There he goes. He took a couple steps. There he goes. All right, so this angle seemed to be okay. Let's see if I make it a teeny tiny angle. Then you can try it that way. And I'm actually not going to do this for you, but you can make it put a lot of stuff, everything that you can find in your desk underneath it, and you can try it at a bigger angle. You just may need to put something here so it doesn't fall. So that's one thing you can do, is try to change that variable of the ramp, the angle of the ramp. Another thing you can try is changing the texture of the ramp. This side is a little bit more rough. I wouldn't call it rough, but it's rougher than this side. This is super smooth, so you could try the smooth side. You could even try, like, if you get like a paper towel. The only thing is, if you do a paper towel, you do kind of have to hold it down with one hand, or you may even want to use a piece of paper, because otherwise it will just fall off and the horse will knock it down. But today's experiment, I want you to use your paper horse. I want you to try it on different angles of ramps and different materials of your ramp to see what is producing the best walking horse. But only do one at a time. So try all your different angles and then try all your different materials, and then maybe you can combine those things of trying both. And then at home, this is just a fun day to kind of experiment with it. In class, you guys can kind of discuss if you're really having problems, what is working for other people, things that you can try. All right, have fun, guys.